You just don't see that kind of riding. That is incredible.
I'm telling you, this guy is I tell people that are starting to ride, I tell them, first thing you never want to forget is you are not master of that machine.
Right, exactly.
As soon as you think you're master of that machine, it'll bite you in the ass. But that's the closest I've ever seen to it.
Wow. A friend of mine, we all have these stories that, the guy who got us riding or helped us when we first started riding, what they said to us that sort of, that kept us safe or this, I had a good friend of mine, and I hope he's watching out there. His name's Jackson. He recently went through a bad issue with his heart, and he ended up in the hospital. He was in ICU for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And he's got some problems, but hopefully he's gonna come through it. It wasn't on a bike. He had just gotten out of work. He got in his truck and says he felt like he got kicked by a mule in the chest. Made it to the hospital in time, so they got him. But he was one of the first guys when I first started riding. He says there's a couple of things you got to remember that will always keep you safe. And I said, well, what? I'm a badass Harley rider, man. That shit. What are you gonna tell me that's gonna keep me safe?
Right.
He says next time you feel really cocky going around that turn, you're whipping in one of those turns, I want you to remember that the part of your tire that's making contact with that pavement is the size of a quarter. And I went, oh, man, why did you tell me that? That's one of those things you're not going to be able to get out of your head. You're always going to start thinking about that. Every time you're winging around a nice tight curve, you're going to think about, it's a quarter. Okay, you better slow down. That's only a quarter. And the other thing he says is, okay, you have to act like, number one, that you're completely invisible, that you are invisible, and number two, the people who can see you are actively trying to hit you.
Right.
If you ride like that, then you'll be okay.
Right.
And I've stuck with a lot of that stuff for I keep saying, I know he can see me, but he could be trying to hit me, and I've tried to stay out of trouble, and it's, knocked on wood, man.
Well,
he's, kept me out of trouble.
That's close to some of the sage advice I was given from my friend Little John, who told me early on in my riding days that, A, always watch out for the other guy because they ain't watching out for you.
That's a fact.
B, always leave yourself an out.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Leave yourself an escape route.
And three, here's one you got to take a minute to think about. Never outride yourself.
Yeah.
You'll know when you're doing it.
Yeah, because all of a sudden
you're going to get a feeling right there in the pit of your gut, which mine is ample, and that's a hell of a feeling. If you're out riding yourself, you're in trouble.
I had a little thing happen the other day here, and I've been riding a chopper back and forth to work every day.
I noticed.
And I, getting in shape for the summer and all that stuff. And I hit a hole, or I hit what actually it felt like a brick, and I hit a brick with that front end, and it started hopping.
Yeah.
And it was the first time really at a high rate. I was going 50, 55, way too fast for these side streets, and that thing started hopping and started going bing, 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 back and forth. And I was like, if we don't bring this sucker down, man, we're going down. It started slapping, and I just off on everything, grab it, take it down slow, and it was okay. It evened out, but I know that feeling, man. I got that sphincter clutching feel of like, you're in a world of hurt here, brother.
Absolutely.
And I walked out of it, which is good. But I think that the trick is, just being careful. And like you said, I wasn't riding beyond myself. I wasn't riding beyond my ability, but throwing a brick in the way certainly put me beyond my ability.
We just straighten you right out.
Yeah,
for sure,
it really did. Man, what a great bunch of footage, man.
I'm telling you, isn't
and
that
you could
amazing?
hear those floorboards going screaming.
He was down. He was into them floorboards regular doing that.
What a rider, man.
We got another quick segment of Top Gun if you want to look at some more of what was going on out there.
Oh, yeah.
I got some footage of some other stuff. Talked with some Highway Patrol guys who weren't real wild about talking to me in the beginning, but I think they warmed up a little bit.
What? They didn't love you?
Well, I don't really care, but I got the information out of them I was after, and we had a nice chat in the end. It worked out, and, all was well. So let's roll tape on the second segment of Top Gun, guys. Hey, Trash Man back with you. Looks like the Highway Patrol's come out, brought some of their bikes. Some of the guys have come out in support of this event. We love seeing them. Our Highway Patrolmen have got some beautiful motorcycles these days. As you can see, they're riding Harleys again, have been for years. And they've got them outfitted just so nice. It looks like you could spend a whole day riding one of these and not be too tired after. I know the old shovelheads had to just kick your ass after a day in the saddle, put 8 hours in one, but you can see they keep them sharp, they keep them nice. I mean, you can't get much respect if you're running around with a filthy, dirty motorcycle, and these are gorgeous, folks. And there is the venerable radar gun, which I'm sure most folks have fallen victim to at one time or another. But have a look at the beautiful paint they've got on these bikes. They're black and silver. And fully outfitted, like I said, for police duty. And you know that this bike is ridden hard, and it's got to hold up. These guys do not give them any breaks. They ride them hard. and they get some real service, and they hold up real well for them. And these men are well-trained riders. They can handle these bikes, and believe me, don't you ever think about running from one of them. You're not going to get away from them. And I'm going to see if I can get over here and chat with one of the guys for just a second. Hi, we're here with Mark Weick. He's an instructor with the Colorado State Patrol, and they've got the Live Longer, Ride Further. Good advice, folks. Take a class. You've heard me say it a million times. If you haven't ridden before, if you want to learn, if you want to get out and ride, if you haven't ridden in a long time, take a class. Mark, why don't you tell us what you got going here today and about your advice about taking a class?
The State Patrol has joined up with CDOT, and we're promoting the ColoradoMotorcycleSafety.com website down here. And we want to get people, we're trying to reduce the fatals and injury crashes on motorcycles. We're trying to get people back out there and get trained some more so they know they can ride safe and how to handle a bike properly and what the proper techniques are for braking and avoiding accidents.
Well, there certainly is techniques involved with that. I've been riding for over 40 years, Mark, and I have to be honest with you, I've never taken a class. I have thought about it and thought, gee, it wouldn't hurt me at all to even take a beginner's class, get in at the bottom and learn some good habits, and then maybe go on and take an advanced class. Do you think that's good advice for a guy like me?
Yes, that is good advice. Actually, the 3 other officers that are here with me, we all took the basic MSF class last year. And then from there, we went to the instructor's MSF class. 2 of us are also instructors for State Patrol. And we just finished up a 3-week motor officer class and a recertification class for all the State Patrol motor officers in the entire state.
So you train State Patrol motor officers?
Yes.
You know, I used to be on a radio program with Peter Boyles called the USA Biker Nation. I was a co-host, and we had a couple of the other instructors came in and spent actually we had them on a couple of times on the radio show, and boy, I'm telling you, they were sharp. It seemed like they really knew their business, and had been through some training themselves in order to get to be an instructor.
I actually did that show last year with myself and Phil Gallegos.
Phil Gallegos. I couldn't remember the names. I apologize, but I was sitting there along with Warren Fuller and Peter Boyles, and you guys were a wealth of information. And there you have it, folks. I'm telling you, if you haven't ridden, get out and take a class. If it's been a long time since you rode, get your ass out and take a class. It could save your life. And you know what? I think before the summer's out, I'm going to get out and do it myself. At least the beginner class, maybe both of them. Mark, I want to thank you for your time. And any parting shots you got for folks?
Well, even if you're a current rider, still go out there and take a class just as a refresher every year or 2. You know, you always learn something.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Again, Colorado State Highway Patrol, good folks. They're interested in your safety, folks. They're not just out there writing tickets. They want to stop the bloodshed and the carnage on the highway, so we're glad to have them with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Trash Man here. I'm standing with a very, very special lady here that I just had to get back on the camera, tell you people about, and get a chance to chat with her. I'm with Laura Roberts. Laura Roberts is a lady whose son came to her when she was diagnosed with a terrible illness and said, "Mom, let's go for a ride." That's to the rest of it. He resigned from the fire department down in Florida. We bought this beautiful Goldwing, which I took pictures of earlier, as a matter of fact. And in the last 24 months, I put 110,000 miles on this motorcycle. And they have been all over it. Laura, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are, and let us know what you're about.
3.5 years ago, Mayo Clinic gave me 6 months, and I believe in my heart now, bikes fight cancer. Did 15 months of chemo, said it was killing me, I needed to take a little break. During the break, my son bought the bike, and 2 days later, we were out of Florida into Billings, Montana, and it's been a heck of a ride ever since. Every 3 months, we go back to Mayo. It's just sitting there, then we get to go another 3 months. My son had spent 10 years building an amazing DJ company and had been a firefighter for a long time. And when they said, chemo's killing you, you need to take a break, he shut down the company, quit the fire department. So let's go for a ride. That was 2 years and 110,000 miles ago. So we've had it in Canada, the Caribbean islands, put it on Royal Caribbean ship. We're able to take it all over and have met the most incredible people all over this phenomenal way. Just kind of reminding everybody that the doctors don't understand why your attitude helps what it does. So smile. Have a great